Vermonters and Connecticut's representatives, so your winters last a little bit longer. Um, right, so I have been liking to start with the bell before I even tell you actually, let me do logistics. Did you all hear me? What you'll need what you'll need today. We'll be doing something that I'm gonna be doing from a kneeling position. I'm gonna scoot back and kneel, a movement. You can do this from seated, you can do it from standing. It's called Breath of Joy. Some of you might be familiar with it. And you can also do it. I haven't actually tried it from lying down, but you probably could do it. It might not have the same oomph and joyful effect that it has from the other positions. So, and if I could get a thumbs up or down if how the bell sound comes across. So Rocky, my dog, is all of a sudden interested. What did I say? Everyone arose from his sleep. All right. Different bell today. Good. Okay, good. Some of you may know the work of Thich Nhat Hanh, the Vietnamese monk who lived a long time, but I think he died maybe 3 or 4 years ago. Yeah, make sure you have enough volume. A couple friends of mine were lucky enough to go on retreats with him, silent retreats where there's a place he had in Vermont, and I forget the name of it, and a Plum Village, I think, is in France. And I think he had a place out west. But there was a lot of use of bells. He even had randomly ringing bells in the day. So whatever you were doing, walking, chopping carrots for dinner, you would stop and pause. And it's just a wonderful way to remind ourselves to pause. And I think you can feel just that bell ringing kind of signifies ending of one thing, beginning of a new. Even if you're going to go back to carrots, it's like brings the freshness of the moment into play. All right, so we're going to start with movement today. Usually I ground us, but we'll do a bit of that too, get ourselves grounded and centered. So you can stand, you can sit, or you can do this from, what else did I say? Kneeling, like I'm doing this from kneeling. I'm going to try to project my voice. It picks up closest by the screen and not as well farther. Everyone hears me? So there's an arm movement with this. I'll show you the arm movement. It's a swinging the arms out to the sides, up, forward and up, and then out to the sides. And then we fold at the waist and bring your arms down, you bow down. So the movement is arms sweep out, up, out, and down. Now, there's also breath patterning with this. It's a little complex this morning, aren't we? A lot more than usual. With all the arm movements out, up, and out, that is all part of one inhale. So it's like you take sips of your inhale, a little sip out, a little sip more up, and fill it up, and then exhale down. And so inhaling out, up, out, and exhale down. Out, up, out, and exhale down. Hinging at the hips, let your knees bend if you're standing. And if you need to just change the breath a little bit, that's fine. And I think even by now you can feel that I think joy is beginning to happen. Maybe a little bit of silliness. Do this about 1 or 2 or maybe 3 more times. And you might feel how maybe a little more fullness of breath is coming in. Focusing on the inhale, taking these deeper inhales is energizing. And when you're ready, after your next exhale, if you want to keep doing this in my classes, if you want to just keep doing whatever you're doing, you're welcome to. Just come to stand or be at sitting, standing. Or kneeling, you might come down to, like me, I'm sitting on my heels for a moment. And just let's pause, like we just to feel a very short little movement practice. And yet there may be a whole lot of different sensations happening for you, different experiences than there were 2 minutes, 3 minutes ago. And let yourself identify. You're muted if you're with me on Zoom, or if you feel comfortable, say out loud what you're noticing in your body. Like pretend you're a poet and you're giving a name to, and it can be simple. Like one I would have is I'm feeling warmer and brighter.
Enhanced.
Oh, thank you. Enhanced. If you feel like chiming in and sharing, that's welcome as well. Enhanced. And if you don't feel like it, that's fine too. And I'm going to ask you to do another exercise as you're feeling, listening to what you feel. As you heard your own words, or you said them in your mind or out loud, either one, when you say them out loud, it gives a little more, you add your auditory sense. So it gives you a little more field for fielding. Is this the accurate word? And if not, so maybe if I was to just listen a little more, and I close my eyes, it's almost like I can listen more deeply with my eyes closed. And I'm just going to give you my example, but as I'm talking to you, feel for your own. There's something happening in my belly. And if you noticed, gestures with hands count as part of the poetic expression. Something, there's like a spinning in my belly and still a brightness. And already I'm cooled down a little, so I'm not as warm. So a spinning, quiet brightness. So you see, like you can refine. And this practice, this naming practice, is an important part of the work and study that I do. It's really getting clear on what we're seeing, what we're feeling, what we're experiencing, which makes whatever next steps we take in life much more richer for us, and also clearer, easier. And it's coupled with this meditative, deeper listening. And just for a few more moments, and if you're standing, we'll be coming to seated together. But just for a few more moments, notice your feet, your legs, whether you're sitting, standing, whatever position you're in, the parts touching the ground, and the way the aliveness of your pelvis, your legs, even your whole body actually, but especially the parts closer to the earth, the ground, are connecting. And almost, you can almost imagine, I sometimes feel and imagine that there's the currents from the earth, maybe electrical currents, maybe currents of warmth or cold are coming up. And imagine that you can even sense with your feet what's below. You may know that under the carpet, there's a wood floor, there's another subfloor under that, or maybe there's a basement, or under me, there's a garage. But imagine that you feel into those, even if you didn't know what was there, you feel a few inches into the ground below you. And this attention we're bringing to what I title ground, super helpful for getting us to this portal to presence, to just being more fully right here, right now. So make a transition. I'm going to change from sitting on my heels to sitting on my cushion, to some form of sitting, or as I said, you're welcome to stand the whole time. You're welcome to sit the whole time. You're welcome to lay down. To a comfortable position as we slide toward the stillness and meditation piece. And then we've shifted position, so now let's find the ground again from just a different shape of the way the hinges of our body, where the body torso meets the legs, where how the knees are bent or not bent, where the feet rest, and perhaps again just sensing into whatever flow of experience is coming to you from your body. It can be from your mind, from your memories, from from your heart, your emotional being. But for a few moments, that ground part, the feet, pelvis, legs, and whatever messages are coming as we slide towards stillness and silence, as opposed to that practice we just did with naming what we're experiencing, we'll be holding on less and less to words. They come, and we can just say, have a seat over there. Love that you're here. Well, I might not love that you're here, depending on the words, but have a seat. For now, I'm coming back to my quiet and stillness. I have two more steps for us in our getting really rooted in the present moment. So, ground was one of them. And now, sound. Some sounds are coming from outside, maybe farther. As I invited you to listen, maybe you became aware of sounds that have been going on all along in your space, like the humming of your heating system or airflow. And that word, that label sound, is actually code for sound and space around. So the temperature of the air in your room, the fact that you're in a building, probably sometimes you might be joining me from outside, whatever is around you, the next house we have here, the trees outside, this town I live in, the next town over, extending to the whole planet and universe. We are not separate. All that's inside of us connects that's with what's outside. And the final one of the trio that I use so often, breath. Just noticing as we did the movement called the breath of joy. You may have been aware of that particular pattern of the breath and how your breath changed during the practice and right afterward, how it felt. And now, just sensing the parts of the body that might be moving with, receiving, releasing the flow of breath. There's nothing you need to do with it, but as we watch it, we see quite a lot about this relationship we have with breath and the breath with body. And we can change it if you probably know ways to relax your belly or to make to do a 4 count breath where you breathe in and then notice the pause after you breathe out, notice the pause at the end, or just the turn. And this makes it a very powerful instrument since it's with us, it's with us and nourishing us all the times that we're not paying attention to it, but also it's a powerful tool for us to uh, cooperate or what's the word? Collaborate in the benefits of the health, the essential nourishment of the body, and the brain. And it's a lovely practice, very akin to meditation, to just be the observer without trying to change anything. And that will slide us nicely into the 8 minutes we have now for meditation. So, one last chance to adjust anything before we commit to stillness. Being still without holding ourselves still. Which is a lovely little koan that comes from our teacher, Eric Schiffman. And then you can do a quick little practice of the ground sound breath. It doesn't even have to be in that order as well. It can be sound, breath, ground. And the more you practice with this portal, it'll become quicker and quicker to drop into this stillness and presence. And as we sit, as I go silent and my cues stop, you know that you can use any of them that I've spoken of today. You can I'm sure you likely have ones that you've used. Use any of the tools you need to just come back to the simplicity of sitting, breathing, being. A feature of the being is this light of awareness that we are. Enjoy the journey. From time to time, you can just notice if you're holding tension somewhere that doesn't need to be there, that without almost effortlessly you just release in the jaw or the eyes, forehead, the belly, even in the hands and feet sometimes. And even if your mind is taking you on any number of thought vacations or places, there's an invitation to sense that awareness that's seeing the thinking or the physical sensation that's wrapping at your attention. And imagine resting back into that awareness that's boundless, timeless, and it might feel like it's above you, behind you, might feel like it's all in you, around you. Sometimes it's helpful to see where it feels like that awareness is, even though it's everywhere. Just to sense that as the all pervasive, the field that holds everything that comes and goes. So staying as you are in the practice, invite you to listen to the words of this poem by Oriah Mountain Dreamer. It's called Spring Blessing. I like it for any season, actually. Spring Blessing. One day you wake up able to name the weight you've been carrying. Realizing it's not a part of your body or your being, not essential in any way to journeying or joy. You set it down gently, without fanfare, in the long, soft grass at the side of the road, and walk on, surprised to find yourself smiling in the warm sun for no particular reason at all. So as we near the end of the seated meditation or whatever position meditation practice of stillness, silence, let's take that naming practice again. Just now, whatever, take your time and listen, feel. And just in your own space, you can say it in your mind. It's helpful if you say it out loud. Just anything. It can be something, not comfortable that's happening. You're just be honest about what you're experiencing. There can be paradoxical, can be both happy things and not so happy things happening at once. Just simple, clear words. So maybe you first identify and then hear yourself, the words you came up with. And so able to name this weight you're carrying. And it might be a light weight that comes and goes or is not consequential, and that might be some heavier ones. And one of the benefits of this is to see that weight, it's not a part of your body or being, not essential to journeying or joy. It's just a little part. It may feel big, but it's not a part of your whole being and essence. There's much more. And primarily, foundationally, the boundless, timeless awareness that we are. As we end these practices, here's where I like to ring the bell and we bow together. You can come up to sitting to do that or be right where you are. You can continue your practice later. Or those of you on the Zoom with me can stay around and chat a little after. And as you bow, just feel what the bow feels like and says to you, to us, to yourself. Thank you, thank you. I'm going to stop the recordings, thanking all of you who will be joining later on. Whoops, not that one. I have to find the YouTube. And all of you on YouTube, maybe Moose and your mom are joining us later. See you next week.